We're hitting the road with McDermott Chevrolet and the all-new Chevy Equinox to see what's happening this weekend. Whether you're chauffeuring the kids around or going out for a night on the town, the very fuel-efficient 4-cylinder engine here in the Equinox, well, it'll get you just about anywhere. So just think, you can get from Hartford to Waterbury, or Old Saybrook to Norwich, or New Haven to Norwalk. Oh, okay, sorry. Man, look at all the space back here. You could curl up and take a nap, or with March Madness here, I wonder how many basketballs you could fit back here. The sleek interior features active noise cancellation, so you don't have to acknowledge your nagging neighbors. To ride in style in this new Chevy Equinox, visit DaveMcDermottChevrolet.com. Now, let's see what's happening this weekend. Now, there are a lot of community events coming in the upcoming weeks, and since it's April, it is Autism Awareness Month, and Autism Speaks encourages the world to light it up in blue in support of the millions of people affected by autism around the world. And here to learn how we can get involved, all you have to do is head on over to autismspeaks.org, and we're very happy to be joined by somebody who is involved. Who is very involved. Mr. Jim Watkins, of course, from Good Morning Connecticut. Let's give him a nice round of applause.
Thank you.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
And you have a personal connection. Your 17-year-old son, Liam, is on the autism spectrum.
Yes, he is. He's 17 years old. As you said, we're going to be putting some pictures up of him here sort of, throughout his life when he was small to closer to where he is right now. There he is, with our other two twin boys when they were babies. Liam about 4 or 5 years old here. And yes, he is on the autism spectrum, Ryan. Pretty far over to one side of it, I guess you could say. Liam doesn't have any speech. He doesn't have any skills. He is sort of on his own as far as that goes. He needs 24/7 care around the clock, and in all likelihood will need that for the rest of his life. So it's definitely been a challenge, having a child like this. But I think, as you can see, looking at his face right there, he is a wonderful human being. Everyone who comes near him falls in love with him. His family, his caregivers, his teachers. We just think he's a terrific guy, and we love having him in our family. How does this affect you as a parent? Yeah, it's hard, man. I mean, it's really hard. You go through a lot of changes. He was diagnosed in 1999 before he was 2 years old, kind of in the midst of the big autism explosion when it was becoming so much more prevalent then. So we got him diagnosed pretty early. And the thing you do as a parent early on is, how do we fix this? What's the cure? What's the magic bullet? And you try different things, and really nothing is very proven in autism. There's just a lot of things that people try. And as time goes on, you sort of get the idea, well, we're in for the long haul on this one. This is going to be long term. And then as Liam got to be, a teenager in his teenage years, then you definitely have to start thinking more in terms of, well, this is it for the future. How do we plan for his adult living, his life, even after we're gone?
Sure.
So a lot of complicated questions, a lot of difficulties, but we always end up going back to, who he is. He seems happy. Even though he can't talk, he seems to laugh a lot, smile a lot. Unlike, you hear some people with autism saying they are incapable of showing affection or showing a lot of attention to other people. He's not like that at all. He loves his brothers, he loves his parents and his caregivers. He's fun to be around. What advice do you have for other parents who may find out that their child was diagnosed? Obviously, you've been through it. What would you say to other parents? I would say, get used to accepting the fact that you're going to have a different experience than typical parenting is of typical children. And rather than fight against this and butt your head up against this year after year after year and feel bad for yourself and feel bad for your child with autism, you simply have to say, we're going to approach this differently here. We're going to take whatever it is that seems to make him happy, that seems to make him as whole a person as he can be, to reach whatever potential he has and get that done. And if you can do that, then it's really, the definition of raising a child is really not that much different than it is raising a typical child. Sure. You want to make him happy, want to make him healthy, want to make him a full-fledged member of your family, and Liam is that and more for us. Jim, thank you so much for sharing your story. It was my pleasure. It's great to have you here on the show. I know you're here early every morning. It's great that you can share with our viewers a little bit of insight into autism, and of course, make sure that you guys support the cause, of course, autismspeaks.org.